I don't know if you guys can see this, but little miss has found a way to chew a hole through the Bucatstate. I really hope she's still in her cage. Because what? Terrible lighting, but it is what it is. I checked the cameras, and as of 11 o'clock last night, this was not there. So she's definitely still in here somewhere. How? I don't know. But she's definitely in there, because that is proof that she's still in there making tunnels. But how does that even happen? Like, yo. Here is where I was able to dig out down to where the hole was, which you could kind of see. And here is proof that she was still in there. Just kind of meandering around after I destroyed her tank, trying to get to the bottom and see how big the hole was. Which, you know, sorry about that. But it had to be done because I needed to know what exactly it was we were working with. And by the size of the hole, I was convinced that she was going to be full of chewing up all that metal, but she wasn't. So I ended up ordering a replacement bottom piece because thankfully the Bucatstate sells those individual pieces. So if something does go wrong, you can get a replacement and you don't have to get an entire new cage. And here is where I was digging to try and get to her so I could get her into the playpen that you see over to the left. Unfortunately, I was frazzled and made the mistake of trying to pick her up from the top.
Jesus!
But it was mostly because I was trying to make sure she didn't go back in her burrow, which she ended up doing anyway. So I ended up hitting my elbow for no reason. So I ended up taking a scoop, setting it down in there, waiting for her to kind of crawl in it so that way I could transport her and she wouldn't have to worry about me picking her up. And I could smoothly transfer her over to that playpen so she could kind of explore, roam around while I did all manual labor. Which, let me tell you, it was some manual labor. I ended up filling up basically almost 3 20-gallon trash bags. I would say like 2 2/3. And then I had one 20-gallon bag that was maybe halfway full, so like 10 gallons of bedding that I got rid of that was dirty. But oh my goodness, it's scoop after scoop after scoop after scoop, just never ending. So I thought I'd let you see her roam around and explore, because oh my goodness, was she busy the entire time I was scooping.
let's talk about this. You see how big that is compared to the cage? Insanity. But do you see this? Like, I don't know, man. Like, look at how big that is compared to my hand. And that's all the bedding, but it literally just, like, what am I supposed to do with that? Well, I'll tell you what I'm supposed to do with that. I'm gonna replace the entire bottom of this cage. So let's do it. You see that? We're right back to square one. Like, literally right back to square one. And it goes all the way through. Okay. Let's figure this out. So here's where we're at. This is not as bad as that. So I'm still going to swap the bottoms. And then I'm going to talk to Bucatstate because this is ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. So we're going to do like we normally do. We're going to swap it out. Put the ceramic plate over that so that way she doesn't make it worse. And go from there.
When I tell you I was absolutely devastated to find that crack in the replacement bottom, there's no words. That laugh of pure insanity is the only way I could express how distraught I was. But thankfully, like I said, it's not as bad as the one she has right now. I can actually see the crack. I can do something about it. So I do end up replacing the super broken bottom with the new bottom that's only cracked. Now, I have talked to Bucatstate. I was in talks with them at this point already about the initial cage being broken and there being a gigantic hole in it, and how I couldn't fathom my hamster chewed through it, and if she had, then what the heck. But I was already talking to them about getting a replacement. Now, because they are based overseas, it's been like one email a day because they email me back around like 2, 3 a.m. And obviously I'm not awake waiting for their email. So we are now at not necessarily an impasse. The solution we have come to is that they refunded me for the replacement bottom since it arrived damaged. And then after I got this damaged replacement bottom on, the top was no longer square and plumb, so I was having issues closing it, which is, fun. One more thing to add to the list. So they are actually replacing the entire cage, and I'm very thankful that they are doing that.
Okay. That is to prevent her from making it worse while I work on getting a replacement.
Now, since they are sending me a replacement, as of today, I know that they are going to be sending it. I just don't know when it's going to be arriving. So we will be having a third Bucatstate set up.
I'm doing this so it's nice and compact.
And thankfully, because these cages are a flat pack style, I can collapse this one down and maybe one day order another replacement bottom when I'm ready to deal with all of that again and see if I can't get it to be nice and plumb and square, and we'll see how that goes. But otherwise, she's basically getting a huge cage reset preemptively. I wasn't planning on doing a deep clean like this for her for like another month. But here we are, resetting everything and putting all the platforms back in. Plus, I found a few others in the bunny bungalow, so she's got a few extra ones this go around.
Oh, sorry.
Now, you may be wondering, would I still recommend the Bucatstate? And yes, honestly, I would. While their customer service response time is super delayed because of time differences, which I totally understand, they've been very understanding and very helpful, and I'm very appreciative of that. But overall, I would definitely still recommend these cages because they are such a large size. They are made so well. And unfortunately, sometimes things happen in shipping which cause a lot of issues, but thankfully they were able to make it right. So yes, definitely still go get yourself a Bucatstate for your hamsters.
This is where we're at. And we're gonna have to go send some emails.